Hey Filip, how are you?
Hey, bro. Good, good. Thank you. How about you?
I'm good. We just had some tunes going before you joined. We usually start our mornings off with some Afro Arabic house. That is the music of Wengro. We like I'm originally from Africa. My family's originally from like Morocco area, so I love like a fusion of those
Cool.
cultures. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, I
what
didn't
kind?
listen to it because like I just joined, but happy to actually recheck it after.
Yeah. No, you came right on time. I'm very excited for this episode, especially after you clapped back at me, and I appreciate you on Twitter all the time. Like you're super engaged with First, I remember we connected over Lombard uh, leaderboard on Cookie, and you guys made an instantaneous almost algo update based on that, and that was really incredible to see. And yes, last night we were talking about specific campaigns on Cookie and whatever, and you super engaging. So I'm very happy to have an opportunity to chat with you. Mati will join us a little bit later. He is currently finding his feet in his lair. Mati has a beautiful lair that he that he that he streams from. But essentially, I want to start off today. I want to get to know more about you, but I want to wait for Mati to do that because he's obviously going to have questions and answers as well. But while Mati's not here, I think we can kick it off with go straight to the end, right? Start with the end. Oh, Mati's here. Hey, he's a bit. I thought you would be like 20 minutes late, man. So I kind of I was about to have Philippe take me through which campaigns I should join on Cookie to earn money. But now Mati's here. Show us around, man.
Hey, Mati.
He's on mute, but he's gonna join from his
Good
camera.
morning. Not sure if you can hear me or not. I am on Hollywood Boulevard. I'll be about 5 minutes, and then I'll be in the car, and I'll be able to hear you better. But yeah, this place we're at, it's a nice steakhouse called Saddle Ranch.
Oh wow,
Um,
Hollywood Boulevard.
love you guys. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye, Mati. What a classic. Anyway, so I think let's start with that. Like, kind of maybe we can do some FAQs, some clear up some confusion around Cookie because usually I do a show and it's all like very theoretical stuff. ZK proof for this and that. Like, I like talking about the theory, but this is something very practical to my life, to the life of the business that I lead, to Wengrow, to my people that I interact with, like they want to know how to make money on chain, how to make money through InfoFi, and they want to know what opportunities Cookie has for them. So maybe we can, kind of start off with a quick intro and then do some FAQs, that are some questions that I've got about Cookie, about how the platform works from a very practical standpoint. I want something that people can take home and actually chew on. Does that sound good?
Yeah, perfect. Sounds great. Let's do it.
So why don't we start off from the beginning? Just kind of tell me what Cookie is, and I want to commend you also, like, for the way you guys pivoted, because like in 2024, I came across Cookie in December, Jan last year, when AI agents were all the rave, and you needed somewhere to go. Cookie was like the coin market cap for AI agents, right? So there was all this information, all this data, and then the AI agent Meta, the sun set on the AI agent Meta, and the sun rose on InfoFi, and you guys were able to make that shift very quickly. So that's kind of what I commend you on, and maybe I want to hear it from your angle. Like, how did you make that shift, and what is Cookie, as far as InfoFi is concerned?
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for that intro. So basically, I'm co-founder and CEO of Cookie Free. We've been actually established in late 2021, so like almost 4 years of constant grinding and building in the space. We were starting from user analytics, specifically in-platform analytics. So we believed from the very first beginning that the Web3 space and the projects are lacking of the data in terms of attribution tracking, in terms of intelligence of their users' flows, of like conversion rates, of onboarding them. They didn't know actually from where those like users are coming from, what are they like targeted personas, and so on and so forth. And that's why we came up with the solution of providing very comprehensive and robust analytics, user analytics for Web3 projects. We were including, like, we are still doing it actually. So we are including in-platform data over 30 chains data, mainly EVM ones, but also Solana as well. And on top of that, about a year ago, we added this social layer. So like Twitter data, CT data specifically. And we started digging deeper in terms of like what kind of alpha is there and what kind of intelligence we can get from those data, combining others as well. And this is also quite important to understand that what you are seeing right now at Cookie.Fund, for example, is only like basing and utilizing social data. But there is a like huge infrastructure behind that is not utilized yet so much, including on-chain data and in-platform data that we'll be leveraging on in the future, because we already built it for over like 3 years now. And in terms of like the pivot to like AA agents, so obviously it was an pretty spontaneous move based on the market moves and on the like market interest. So we saw this like trend with Fartcoin, with Goat, with Luna, virtuals, and then we decided that the space is lacking of such analytics about the agents, and the agents tokens were having this one specific characteristic that they were mainly basing on the attention. So there's like this speculation mechanism of attention accrual. So the more attention specific agent actually was gaining, like AXBT for example, the more value token was actually cost on the price action. So that was the idea, to provide such alpha and such analytics for all of the market participants, to be able to first of all understand the market better, and to also like accrue this attention to us as well. And that was this like first iteration of Cookie.Fund, which we introduced I guess late October or like early November. And since then we were constantly developing new features, also combining some on-chain data. But as you mentioned, we pivoted to so-called InfoFi space, so like decentralized go-to-market strategies, including creators mainly. And right now we are positioning as in like obviously one of the leaders. We know that like the most popular and the biggest platform, Kaito, right now is the leading one, but we feel that we have much better ideas how to actually fix the InfoFi. We believe it's broken. We believe that the mindshare ultimately is a vanity metric and can be gamed and is being gamed, being frank. And we are right now conducting very serious actions to actually prevent that and to include specific mechanisms to actually make the InfoFi and the mindshare metric much more valuable and much more costly to be gained, because like there's like this correlation between um, the quality of the system and the cost of actually gaming it and like extracting the value. And like we are aiming to like raise this cost as much as possible, so the bad actors won't be actually interested in like extracting the value from it. So that's it in a nutshell, but happy to dig deeper.
I'm very excited to follow up because you went straight for it. Like I was gonna not say the K word. I was gonna keep it off the record because usually I get people on and they dance around. They're like, we've got competitors, but I'm not gonna name names. You went straight for it. I love it. You're naming names. You obviously Kaito, Cookie, the big two. I got a lot of questions in the comments to this episode. Which one do you prefer, Kaito or Cookie? And honestly, I think they're different. I like that there's people trying different, takes on what is real signal and what is noise. Like it's not a unanimous, decision. Like when you say bad actors, I want to hear more about what you think is bad actors because one man, I keep saying that, like our community, people I interact with, small accounts, like, and I respect a small account. I'm a small account. I'm not I don't sit in Dubai, a penthouse and tweet one thing and make $10,000 for a tweet. So I'm not a KOL. I don't have a cabal yet, and I worry about the little man, and the little guy has, he's working. He's trying to outwork the KOL by putting out more bulk of content. So there will be repurposing, there will be AI, there will be a lot of bulk content. For me, I don't see that as gaming the system. I think it's just someone trying. Not everyone is a poet or a meme artist or a thread guy or a Clemente or someone that can dance or someone can make jokes. Like some people, the only way they're gonna try and succeed in this game is volume. So I'm curious, like, where does the line for you? Where's the line drawn between, just kind of, I wouldn't say unskilled, but less skilled or more entry level content creators and what you call bad actors that are trying to game the system? Or another thing, like, engagement groups, right? Things where people have Telegram groups where you post the link and everyone tries, like, on the one hand, that you'd probably think that's gaming the system. But then what if I have like just a group of, a group of founders or a group of friends in the community and we just engage with one another's posts? It's not like part of the, it's not all we do. We discuss other stuff, but we also, try and boost each other's posts. So that's okay and this is not. So I guess my question is just like, what's your philosophy around mindshare, around what is good mindshare, what is gamed mindshare, and where do you draw the line?
Yeah, so great question. And this is actually probably one of the most important questions around InfoFi generally. And I would like take a few steps back before I will answer these questions. Because first of all, before answering what are like bad actors, good actors, what is like the mindshare, bad mindshare, and so on, we have to answer the question about like what is the goal of every InfoFi campaign, and what is the purpose of it, what the projects aim to achieve, and this will actually answer all of other questions. And in terms of like those goals, those are like variety of them, but like far majority of them is around converting users to the product or investors to the token, or both, in terms of like providing liquidity to the protocol and DeFi solutions, right? So either you are onboarding new users to use your product in different ways, or you are onboarding your new believers, ambassadors, investors that will actually put their money to the token. And this is for what you are actually spending money for, spending rewards for. If you are deciding about spending 1 million worth of rewards to the creators, like from the business point of view, it has to be worth it, right? So it, like, in return, the ROI should be like positive. So in any terms, you should actually be looking to actually gain some value from it, like capital value, monetized value. And this is exactly how I would approach this. So depending on the specific campaigns and on the specific needs of the specific project, and the goals that you actually set it up before launching a campaign, and the whole like marketing strategy, because like the campaign is just element of it. You have to know what's the conversion you are looking for. So if you are looking for the users, you should actually reward people that are onboarding your new users. If you are like looking for pre-sale investors, you should actually reward people that are onboarding you new pre-sale investors. If you are looking for liquidity, you should reward anyone that is actually referring you more liquidity, either directly by his own actions or the audience that is that he or she has impact on. If you are looking for new token investors on the open market, the same, right? So depending on the actually goal of the campaign, the answer for those questions should be answered based on that. So we believe that the, like, let's say, ideal system would be to actually track it and to make it more performance based. Obviously, as we know, attribution cannot be tracked to the very like to the very detail. And obviously, if you are making some customer decisions about, for example, starting using some protocol, it's not based on like one tweet. It's probably based on like 10 tweets that you already saw in the past. So it's very tricky, and that's why like the mindshare is actually needed to track kind of like attention presence around something. But ultimately the conversion is what you are looking for as a project, right? So those are like just projects as other businesses in the world. Obviously they're like crypto and they are Web3, so it's more kind of like tricky here, but generally everyone is looking for the conversion. So we believe
So
that
let's talk. I want to talk about the conversion for a second, because this comes to a point where we were discussing yesterday. I made a tweet. I was like, most of the InfoFi, is just kind of alpha versions. There's nothing real here in terms of like product. Like it's kind of people want to kind of get the TVL, get some sign up, sign up stats just to boost their attractiveness pre TGE, and you kind of clap back on that. For me, like, what do you see? What's a conversion to you? Like, this is my post yesterday, and obviously you said over here, right? We spoke about specifically Almanac, but it's you said you couldn't be more wrong. I want to get into why I was wrong. I love being proven wrong because it helped me get better. But first, I want to hear from you, like, what do you think a conversion is? Because in Web 2, a conversion is sign up, deposit, or whatever. In Web 3, conversion equals pump my bags, equals buy my token, equals be the exit liquidity, be the marginal buyer at TGE. Is that how you see it? Is that what the projects are optimizing for? Or are they trying to use cookie to get real usage, TVL, like, or is it all about, the token?
Like, again, like, it depends on the project. We cannot actually decide for the project for what kind of conversions they are looking for. Obviously, the more sustainable ones are the community members that you are accruing, onboarding as in like ambassadors and so on, the long-term users, and basically this is also our approach. We always have been starting from the product, as you noticed, right? So we didn't do any marketing around like empty words. We always started from like launching a product and only then onboarding the users there. And our like whole marketing strategy is around like product marketing. So we believe strongly in actually onboarding users to the product, and this is like conversion for us, for example. In terms of like other projects, I cannot like uh, say anything on behalf of them, but basically it depends on specific case. In terms of the comment that I made and like your post, it was basically about like the project itself. So like the almanac. Actually, they are launching and announcing very big and like product update very soon, either this or next week, as I remember. You can take it as an alpha. But generally this is not a LARP. Actually, they literally developed a vibe coding agent that is capable of coding you any DeFi strategy you like. And the one that is already live is the one that was also vibe coded by the AI, by the way. So it wasn't like any human wasn't involved in actually setting up the strategy, and the strategy already actually like the total deposits to the strategy is over like 12 million bucks, only purely by the AI code that was actually setting it up. So this is like just a sneak peek, I would say. And I think this is a good strategy to start from the very simple solutions that anyone can understand, and only then expand to more robust and complex alternatives. And this is how Almanac is approaching it, and I think it's very smart, because if you would take a look on like already launched final product, you could be like overwhelmed a bit as an like potential user. And I think this is the way of like educating the market step by step by launching the products in the right order. So yeah, that was my comment about that. They are actually
I hear
having
you. I really want to come. I'm definitely pinging them, like putting notifications on. I want to try it out when it comes out. But for me, it's like, and I feel I can talk frankly with you, and that's a blessing. But like I went on Cook yesterday. The one project that did really speak to me was, how do you pronounce this? Let me share my screen, and then we can kind of do a little go over. And I'm going shopping now for a campaign. Right, I tend to yap about Bitcoin campaigns. So obviously, the first one I looked at was build on Bob, but I actually put some LP in Bob like a year and a half ago, and I told some friends to put in, and they still haven't TGE'd. And then I go on their website, I go on Bob website, and I just see like all their pools are all like points only. They have no real APR at the moment. It's just points. And I'm not putting my Bitcoin at risk to farm points. I'm sorry. I don't care how much money you raise from Paradigm. I'm not putting my Bitcoin at risk to farm points. I'm putting my Bitcoin at risk to make real money, to make real yield. So that's the first one I saw. And that was like, that's an X. I'm not yapping about Bob. Sorry, Bob. This one looks very interesting to me, Voy. Like, I love the fact that you have an AI that gives you like a hypnosis. It's tracking everything. Open interest. It's tracking volume. It's giving you like a rundown sort of an asset. Like, I've been looking at Dogecoin for a potential trade, and I went onto Voy and it gave me a whole breakdown of Dogecoin, like where it's standing in terms of the open interest, in terms of the volume. Is it decreasing? Is it increasing? So that was pretty fun. And then there's RecallNet, which I really love, but they don't have any live competitions going now. So like, I think this is, for me, going to be the most exciting when I get the opportunity. You mentioned Almanac. So Almanac, I'm going to watch out. Someone said, it's coming soon. They're going to open their product. So I'm going to get the opportunity to test it out. That's what I want to do. I want to use AI. Like, I think, I don't have time to yap about things that I'm just not interested in. And I think a lot of people are the same. And for me, I want to use AI in my workflow. Like, I use obviously ChatGPT, I use Cursor, I use N8N for automation or like workflows. We use 2 video AI software, right, of Mid Journey. So I'm using 6. I've gotten up to 10. Like there's a few that I discontinued this month, but I want to add crypto AI tools into my workflow, whether it's for trading, whether it's for making memes, whether it's for anything, like, just to make my life simpler and have a tokenized element. So I'm definitely looking out for Almanac, and that is like that's definitely something I'm looking for. But I want to kind of go more into the platform a little bit more and understand, because I have right now 10 snaps, right? I think I started with 10 snaps when I joined, right? And I got 0.5 snaps. So now my question is to you is like, how do snaps work? Do I only get snaps when I snap about something that got a campaign running on Cookie?
Yeah,
Or
right now
can I get
it is. Yeah, exactly. So it is right now only limited to the campaigns. Obviously, like this is not the ultimate solution, and we will be extending that. Also, like we will be extending the scalability of the campaigns themselves, so we can expect much more campaigns, not only limited to the ones that we are actually like approving, but also kind of like permissionless ones in the future. And but yeah, currently this works like you just said. And in terms of maybe following up to what you just said, we believe actually that you shouldn't like yap snap about like everything. We believe that you should only like talk about things that you strongly believe in and you are actually betting your money on. So if you are deciding to not to provide liquidity somewhere, I think this is the right choice to not to actually talk about and not to shield this product. And this is also about like credibility of the creators, that they should actually talk about like like to put the mouth where the money is. And I think this is the right way to approach it. And this is exactly what we introduced with like these C snaps campaigns with Almanac. So like C snaps are like capital snaps, where you can prove by your capital either that you already invested in the Almanac in the previous pre-sale on Legion that we've partnered with to provide it, or you are the liquidity provider to the vault managed by the AI agent that they launched as the first one, or you are the cookie staker in the specific tier. So there's also some requirements to be eligible in terms of that. Thanks to which we are only like we are boosting the mindshare of the people that are actually believing strongly in the project because they invested in it already. They like risked their own money on the specific project, as well as they are the active user of the project. And this is how we believe the future InfoFi, like InfoFi or like InfluenceFi actually campaigns will be working, because this will also cover the referrals. So not only the capital that you are putting directly from your wallets will be counted, but also the capital that is kind of influenced by you. So if you convince some people to actually start using Almanac or invest in it in the upcoming pre-sale, because there will be like one another pre-sale before the TGE, you will be actually gaining additional multiplier for your snaps for every capital that is being onboarded to the product here in this specific case Almanac. So this is how we see the future InfoFi, where the capital element is involved, not only directly flew by the user, but also influenced by the user. So more audience, like bigger audience you have, the more influence and impact on the audience you have, and more capital is actually looking at you and actually taking your calls as an alpha, the more multipliers you will get in the future campaigns. And this is how we believe we will like kind of solve this issue of empty spamming around the feed about something without any capital involvement and without any skin in the game. So this is how we are approaching it.
Yeah, I love the alignment theory, like keeping people, like, obviously we spoke earlier about the goals. What are the goals of these campaigns, right? And the goals of is some sort of conversion, some sort of action. Projects want to see number go up, whether that number of sign-ups or token holders or whatever. And yapping on its own, snapping on its own, just making content isn't enough because there's no skin in the game, right? So I think I love what you're doing to connect capital, referrals, and attention into one sort of booster package. If that's correct,
Exactly.
so I'm definitely going to look out for. I've got a separate question that just came to my head, and I want to ask it because I want to get a professional opinion on that. We're seeing a lot of campaigns, right, in InfoFi allocate a certain amount for Asian like content creators, right? Like there's usually like 10, 15, 20% of the supply goes only to Asian content creators. Is there something in Asia right now that you're seeing? And cookies also, like you've got a big Asian user base in cookies. So is there something you're seeing in Asia now where you can tell me the Asian community is more skin in the game, and that's why we want to reward them? Then and the Western community is more, paper-handed. Because I really want to. My dream is to do a real research report. I haven't seen any research report that actually links InfoFi campaigns to on-chain metrics. Like, let's take like what I want to do is I want to take like Arbitrum and Optimism, right, which are two very similar projects. One has an InfoFi campaign running, one doesn't. Let's see how that impacts their on-chain metrics, right? So, is that something you guys have done? Have you done some sort of a study that shows that Asians, are kind of more skin in the game and have more higher lifetime value per user? Or is it just like, people feel like rewarding their friends, so they give Asian bigger allocations?
Frankly, I have no idea in terms of like differences between different nations and their behaviors. I would say it depends on the quantity of the people generally. So the more people are actually involved, the less conversion, like percent conversion actually is happening, and it's like just a common thing in statistics. I would say that like separating leaderboards for the different languages is pretty good idea if you are also targeting specific nations, and this is what we are also providing as an option for our campaigns. In terms of different stats on the on-chain conversions, this is exactly what we are specializing at, and this is exactly what we aim to actually achieve, to be aware of what's happening on the conversion side after the InfoFi campaign, because as you said, there are no reports about that yet, because no one is actually measuring that, and we are probably the only company that is capable of actually tracking it from the very first beginning to the end, because we've been building this whole infra of like attribution tracking from like in-platform behaviors to on-chain to socials for over like 3 years now, and it's already working, right? So we are implementing different solutions into those like attention capital markets campaigns to actually be able to measure that, to be able to write a report about that, to be aware what's impacting other things and so on. So this is exactly what we are trying to achieve here.
I want to get to some practical tips that you can give to people, in snappers. But first, like I think we waited for Mati for a while, but it's already halfway through. So let's go back to the beginning. Hi, Philip. How are you? I'm Dudu. Nice to meet you. I want to hear about your story before we end off with some practical stuff. Like, what journey did you take to get to the point where you have like this kind of mega data, inhaler, like an on-chain data inhaler that just gulps up data? Like you're probably processing terabytes and terabytes of data, from agents to social to on-chain to, all this kind of stuff. So there's obviously a good story behind the how of how you got here.
Yeah, sure. So like my personal background was coming from marketing agencies and startups, like digital marketing startups, as well as IT. So I was involved in a few marketing startups, as well as working in Deloitte Digital for over 2.5 years. Got red pilled with crypto around late 2017, which was the thing of my interest about investments. And then I lost my first money on some perps on Bitcoin. Then obviously it evolved to like tracking city on the daily basis and so on through the whole bear market and investing even more and losing even more. And in parallel, I was involved in like Web2 job in Deloitte Digital. And then late 2021, I came up and consulted my idea with few friends around like solving this attribution tracking problem in Web3 and actually starting measuring the conversions. So exactly to the point that we discussed today, because that was like there was nothing about it in Web3. Everyone was either looking for DeFi solutions or token related solutions, but actually no one was looking for the users, and no one could track the users conversions. And we believe that with the like ongoing maturity of the space, we believed that the projects start to actually caring about the users themselves, not only the tokens and short pumps and dumps. So that was the reasoning. And along the way, we started from in-platform data. So first of all, like actually we started from on-chain data. So first of all, we were supporting only ETH and few EVMs. Right now it's over 30 EVM chains that we are supporting with our analytics. Then in-platform data, so kind of like Google Analytics script that we like developed by ourselves. Right now it's being used for by over 300 Web3 projects, including very big ones. So this is like how we approach this. And about a year ago, we added this like social layer to it. And right now we are expanding even beyond Twitter, obviously. So new platforms and new data sources are already being developed, and we will be able to actually include them to the mindshare pretty soon.
Awesome. I'm curious about that. First of all, welcome to Mati. So we've had 37 Mati-less minutes. So I want to bring you in here and just say GM to our guest.
I apologize. GM, Philip, great to have you. I've been listening to the conversation. Fascinating stuff. Definitely enjoy your website. Analytics are cutting edge. Is exactly. I think you found a beautiful niche. I wanted to ask you about something that's been quite top of mind lately for myself. I've been tracking, and everybody's talking about, like when will AI replace humans? And clearly, from everything you're saying, I mean, the humans are still firmly in charge when it comes to like, okay, a project has an AI agent and they are controlling it. They're controlling all the tokens, and there's the project that's behind the AI, from what it seems like. On Twitter, and I don't know if anybody else realized this, there has been lately. Actually, Twitter is losing users by the millions, and is replacing them with bots. So bot activity on Twitter is up hugely. I saw a tweet this morning from Scott Melker that said 90% of the replies on this tweet are going to be bots. And actually, I asked Grok right at like, "Hey, Grok, how many of the replies here are bots?" And Grok said, "Yeah, 85% were bots." So less humans, more bot activity on Twitter. And okay, I guess that what your users really want to know is how can I make a buck? right? And how do they determine that? Is well, which of these AI agents, and now I'm going to include all of these Twitter accounts, which of them are gaining the most mind share, right? And so then how do we know if that's genuine mind share and human beings who currently have the capacity to put money on these type of projects, or is that mind share actually bot mind share that can't really put money into these coins anyways? So I guess that's what I'm asking is, how do you kind of separate the wheat from the chaff?
Yeah, very good question. So this is exactly the question, and like I'm very happy about like all of the questions on this episode actually, because like all of the questions that you are guys raising are the questions that we raised ourselves some time ago, and we believe that we have an answer for that, as our solution is being right now developed and implemented in different iterations. So the very straightforward answer to this question is that we have to involve the capital conversion element, because as long as, whether those are like bots, humans, or whatever it is, it's providing you some capital and you can make money on it, actually it's worth it, right? So in the future there will be like AI agents that will be managing their wallets and their treasury, and you will be actually targeting them as a project as well, because they may buy your token, they may use your product, you can make some value from it, right? I agree that mindshare can be gained because this is only purely the engagement rate metric. There is nothing outside of like measuring the rates in terms of like smart engagement, in terms of engagement views, content relevance, and so on. But it can be gained eventually. What cannot be gained, and or maybe can be gained, but the cost of it is very high, is the capital involvement. And this is how we are approaching it. So if specific creator, for example, let's take it on the example. So we have like two creators, creator A and creator B. So the creator A is like providing some alpha, shilling some token or project, and creator B is doing the same, but the creator B actually gained like 10,000 views, 100 comments, and 100 retweets, right? Say. And the conversion rate from it actually influenced some capital, and about like $1 million came to the specific protocol he was shilling. He was like talking about in a positive way and providing alpha about. On the other hand, creator B actually had even less stats, but the conversion of it was like $10 million, right? And it doesn't really matter how many bots commented any post, because what actually matters is the conversion of the capital. And we believe this is the way of approaching it ultimately, to be able to at least proportionally measure that, because there is no option to actually measure it in 100%. There are like capital flows that you cannot measure on the centralized exchanges, like some off-chain ones outside of like on-chain public ledgers that you cannot track. But you can track the influence, you can track the correlations, you can track how volume peaked, for example, after specific content creation and content that someone posted on X or whatever. And based on this like retrospective correlations between the influence of the capital and the flows of the capital based on specific content, we can measure the influence, at least the proportions of it, on the capital by the specific creators. And then actually how many bots you like commented your post, or how many bots did something with your engagement rates, doesn't really matter at all, because the mindshare will be weighted by the capital, and this is the end game here. So we believe the engagement rates are only one element of the mindshare, but the ultimate mindshare has to involve the capital impact.
I'm super curious about your attribution. Like, how can you say that my tweet caused someone to buy some token. Like it's just, I guess if you spoke too much of that, I guess that's your secret sauce. So I want to bring up Lady Shiraz in the house to ask a question. She's from our community. She has something she wants to ask you.
You're muted, Shiraz.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Yeah,
All good.
hi. Say hello to Cookie the Fern. I'm here joining you from the When Growth Greenhouse. So I had a couple of questions really. So for me, I think for like a long time now, I've been creating, let me bring your competitors into the picture, like yapping and all of that. And it's really been difficult for me to, end some yaps, even though I think I write good content sometimes. So my question really is what sets you different? And for talking about InfoFi, you're saying information finance is correct, but most of the time and all of that, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I mean, like we're pulling data
Yes,
from
you're
Twitter
pulling your
API,
data
right?
from the Twitter API. So what happens if there's no Twitter? Will InfoFi die because there's no Twitter?
Yeah.
So we have other
This,
Twitter.
yeah. Simply yes. Actually, the whole crypto space would die. The same with Telegram. But
Okay.
yeah, being totally serious is that Twitter is, and actually Twitter and Telegram, I would say, are the most crucial social elements of the whole crypto sector, which has some pros and cons. Obviously, pros are that like X is probably the less censored social media platform right now worldwide that is commonly used by billions of people. In terms of the Telegram, it's more on like the business side of things, as in like messaging app. But like addressing that, obviously we cannot be depend on only on one platform. That's why we'll be expanding to YouTube, to TikTok. So there will be like more platforms that we'll be covering in the future.
Okay. So, but for now, if anything happens to Twitter or Telegram, we're looking at a downfall of anything InfoFi, correct?
Yeah, I mean, like it would be disaster even for the whole TradFi world, I would say, not only for the
That is true, because actually when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I actually open after saying my prayers is opening Twitter. Even before I open any crypto app, the first place I go to is Twitter, and I check what's the trending hashtag, because most of the times the market also depends on what do you call it, not just TAFA. One bad news, everywhere go catastrophic and all of that. So we're actually hoping that nothing happens to Twitter. So now my second question would be, so when you do airdrops, like back in the days when you do airdrop, how do you pronounce this? Is it Sibyl or Sybil? I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never really had to pronounce it out. Is it
yeah,
Sybil or Sibyl?
Sybil, yeah.
Aha, Sybil. So, like, a lot of time when you come to Twitter, you see a lot of content creators, like, even on a comment section that it's not important. Like, maybe I post something about my birthday, and then you see a content creator coming under that post just to yap about something. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I guess so.
So it's not even related to like what a post is, but you see a content creator just because, oh, maybe you're trying to end some, cookie now. The first thing you do is go onto that person's post and then say something that is not related. So do you count this in your algorithm? Like, do you see them as a good content, even though it's not related to what a person posts? Like you see a KOL post this. I think I saw Dudu made something about that yesterday, that he says, oh, if you still start a tweet with ads or some hashtags and those things, then you're still a newbie, right? So if someone posts a content and you go under their comment section and just talk about something that is not related, but then you created some good content, but it's not even related to what the person posts, you count this in your algorithm? Like, does it give them some points?
Yeah,
Thank
so
you,
basically,
lady. I think we can generalize that to like what is kind of what does the algorithm, the snaps algorithm, favor in terms of earning the snaps, in terms of like replies, types of content. Like, how would you advise someone who's starting to snap about Almanac or about Bob? How would you advise them to tailor their strategy to boost their numbers?
yeah, so I would advise to yap and snap, like not only about the InfoFi campaigns because like it can be like spammy, frankly, if you are only spamming about specific projects that you are looking to be rewarded for. I would strongly recommend to talk and create content about what you are truly believing in. Obviously, like we encourage you to take part in the Snap campaigns, but eventually you are building your own credibility for your audience, your own reach, and the more like natural or organic content you will be creating together with those like Snap campaigns and like let's say incentivized content, the more credibility you will gain around your audience. And I think this is the strong recommendation from anyone, not only from me, but generally to be focused not on snaps or gaining yaps, but on actually building your long-term credibility and reach around specific niche. So the people will actually consider you as an expert in specific thing. So if you are uh, talking and creating content like today about GameFi and tomorrow about DeFi, and in 2 days you will be telling something about RWA or AI, I don't think it will be interesting for me, for example, to actually read your content, because you are just like too fractionized about anything, and you are only participating in the InfoFi campaigns, for example. So I would say the fundamental thing here is to create a content that is valuable for the audience, first of all, only then to participate in the InfoFi campaigns, because without first, actually no one will be caring about the content you are creating, and you will just like lose it.
Okay,
Awesome. Thank you for that. I think there's
I
something
have
to
one
be
last
said about.
question.
Sorry, one question. You're coming with. Go for it.
I have one last question. So it's actually a very
Go for
funny
it.
one. It's not a technical one. So when you hear the word yap, it's like, yap 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 yap, talking 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 talking. Now when you hear the word snap, it's like you're snapping at something. Do you understand? Like, like snap at it. So are you trying to tell us that if you want to, if you want to create something, you should snap at it, you should get angry at the content you're creating? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it can be explained like that.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you so much, and it's good to
Thank you.
speak with you. Thank you, Dudu.
Likewise.
Shout out to Wengro. You're doing something amazing.
Shout out
Thank
to
you very
you,
much.
ladies. Heroes. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you asking the questions. And yeah, this is the people who these are people we're building for. Us, the people who are creating the content every day. Thank you, Filip. It's been an incredible episode. I think we covered a
Thank
ton of
you.
stuff, from the different campaigns you have running, through how Cookie works, how to earn snaps, and what kind of content you consider good, what kind of content you consider blatant farming. And I think the last way to end is sort of like we got a little bit of a taste for what's in your mind, but maybe take us 12 months down the line. We obviously don't know what's going to be trending in 12 months. No one can tell me what the meta is going to be then. You guys are obviously very agile that you can adapt to that. So where would you like to see Cookie in 12 months from now?
Yeah, I would. I think we'll achieve it eventually. So I think we will be in the place where, first of all, the capital attribution will be solved, and we will be the only ones that are providing the capital linked mindshare. We will be covering much more than Twitter. On top of that, we will be the first place to go in terms of validating mindshare of any project, because we'll be providing it as we are right now in a very open and democratized way. So right now we are covering like over 10,000 tokens and mindshare of them, and we are providing it for free. In terms of other things, I would say the cookie token itself will be involved much more stronger, and I believe this will be very interesting thing to experience and to observe how the ecosystem will be fueled by the cookie token.
Yeah, awesome. I'm like very excited to see that. Thank you everyone for joining. Mati was in and out today, but at least he had a good steak. We can't begrudge him. He's in a different time zone. Usually he's on my time zone, but Mati likes to summer in California, where he can drive his Lambo to the steakhouse, and he leaves me here by myself. So thank you for Mati for a cameo. Thank you to Filip and Cookie. Am I
Thank you, Dudu,
pronouncing your
for
name
inviting.
right? We've gone through a full episode. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, it's good. Thank you, Dudu, for
Filip, it's like
inviting me. It was pleasure, and looking forward to the to the next episodes. And hopefully, in a few months we can do some follow up and see if what I was saying about the future of InfoFi was true.
Awesome. I'll tell you the truth. We have a few minutes left. I'm going next week on a vacation. We've got a hotel going with my family. Going to touch some grass, and then I'm going to plan some things because I love doing these shows and speaking to someone like you. But I think I can freshen up the format a little bit. You know, like I think we can bring you on to do like a snap workshop. You know, like very like dense with nutrients that people can just bite on it and just like I want to like move away from, you know, I love to talk and that's the best thing, exchanging ideas, but ideas are a dime a dozen, you know, and like I want to move toward information that can help people change their lives, that can help me change our lives. So maybe next time we'll get you on that. Again, like I'm super like one thing that for me this episode brought to light is that the way you guys are differentiating yourself is in the last mile. Everyone's doing, everyone's fighting over here in the top of the funnel, trying to get mind share, trying to track mind share, trying to track smart followers and whatever. But then you get down the funnel and there's just a blind spot the size of Jamaica, right? And you guys are trying to shine some light on that blind spot at the last mile of the funnel. What causes people to take action on chain? And I think that's super relevant and huge for not just for InfoFi and for yappers or whatever, but also for marketing campaign, for spending ad budget, for, you know, just a new way of targeting. People won't target, you know, based on you know, Google cookie data. They'll target based on cookie data. You know, on-chain data mixed with your digital footprint on X, mixed with your referral, mixed with what group that will, you know, plus attribution will give people a very clear, like give marketers, give companies a very clear pathway to zeroing in on exactly the target audience they want. So I'm very excited to see that. We didn't get into too much of the practical side of the attribution. Like I don't even know, like is that something that's available now on cookie platform? Is that available only to the projects that have leaderboard, that you have some tech behind that? So I think next time we have a show, we have to focus on that as well. But thank you so much for this one.
That's
It was
good.
an excellent time.
Perfect. Looking forward to that, and would be excited to showcase that.
Mati,
Hello?
have a wonderful evening. We are signing
Can
off.
you hear
If you
me?
have at least, yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I just wanted to say before we sign off, first of all, thank you, Philip, for joining us. Apologize for me being in and out here. And yeah, we focus a lot on mind share, and I get it. That's what. I want to remind everybody who's out there in the trenches that that's not. We got to do our research. You know, mind share and hype, and even capital flows that can all be gamed. And not only can that all be gamed, it's a terrible way to actually invest your money long term. So if you're thinking about investing in tokens other than Bitcoin for any period longer than 5 minutes, I would highly recommend, doing full research of the token, finding out, first of all, what does the token do? Who are the founders who's working on it? And then deep diving into the tokenomics, inflationary, deflationary. Where does the supply come from? Where does the demand come from? Why do you want to buy this token other than to get rich? Why would anybody have a use for this token? I think that's a lot, infinitely more important than who's talking about it and how many engagements do they have on their social media. That's my parting thought here for y'all.
+1 to this.
Epic. Do your own research. Have fun, guys. A wonderful day. We'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, likewise. Have a good one, guys.